This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 799. I am Brian Kilby with the adenovirus, or an adenovirus, so I will probably be coughing and sneezing and hopefully nothing else during this time. But Don, who's not here, I will be better for his wedding by this weekend because this should be cleared up by Friday, according to the doctor. I'm not missing your wedding, Don, but you're missing the show.
He was here 10 minutes ago.
He was here 10 minutes ago, but he dropped.
Hank chewed the wire.
It could
Probably.
be. It could be. So Chris is here, Diecast is here, Rob is here, and Matt's here. And three of us will be seeing each other in person, I guess, Friday. Do you want to record?
Or if you count Don.
Well, Don is going to be... Friday. Yeah, Friday Don will be doing, I think, his rehearsal dinner, so we might not see him until Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
So, hey, do you want to record something? Maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm bringing...
do you have any what's the matter with the headmasters left to record?
A lot, but I'm not taking the setup to do that. I really need to do that, like, locally here. But I'm bringing my mobile recorder because I'm going to use that with my shotgun mic to make sure that we can actually hear Don's wedding.
So it's going to be a shotgun wedding.
Yeah, with a shotgun mic, so that we'll have it. So there's a private, not public live stream. We were going to publicly live stream it, and
That got vetoed.
That got vetoed. But there's going to be a private showing that I'm running that. So, but yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait to see you guys, and can't wait, to see if Don gets cold feet. I don't think he will. We should start a betting pool though on that.
No, I'm not going to bet on Don running out on his own wedding.
What if fiance?
I'm not going to bet on that either.
Okay,
that's even worse.
Well,
since when is Chris the moral high ground?
I know the wedding's going to go off without a hitch, and like I've told Don, just like my wedding, I don't remember any of it. It was all a blur.
But that's why you're going to be recording it and streaming it to a select audience. And, there will always be evidence.
It's the second wedding I live streamed. My friend Jason, when he got married like 10 years ago, I live streamed that one, and that was at Voodoo Donuts. And the officiant was wearing a banana suit.
Is this the one you went to Oregon for?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Did I tell you my story? I was definitely buzzed by the ceremony, and we got married on a cruise, and I actually left the marriage certificate.
Did the captain marry you?
No. We got married on the beach. Like, we got off the cruise, got on the beach, got married, and then got back on the cruise. Well, the taxi from the cruise, the beach to the cruise, I left all the marriage paperwork in the taxi. Got back on the ship. So we had none of the paperwork. Luckily, the taxi driver found it and came back to the ship and dropped it off for us. I had no idea.
Awesome.
I was just buzzed.
Well, my story, of course, is that my wife broke her foot at the wedding reception. So horrible day, that part. Okay. So Hasbro PulseCon was this past weekend. A lot of stuff to talk about from there. A lot of Transformer stuff, a lot of not Transformer stuff, but I think we're mostly going to focus on the Transformer stuff. Real quick, though.
I mean, if there's any non-Transformer stuff we want to throw out as we go along, I'm sure, we can give a couple minutes to stuff, but
something else that popped up a couple days ago, and this has been a big focus for me because as I struggle with it, on Mattel Creations, there's an Eternia playset.
Oh, yeah.
$550.
$550.
And $50 shipping.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So I'm trying to talk myself into it because, I mean, other than a couple small pieces, I pretty much have a complete collection. There's a couple things I need to get that I don't have, like from PowerCon, that I could conceivably get to have a complete collection. So this is the big hurdle standing between me and a complete collection, and the best justification that I can come across is that if I really wanted one of these, it's so much cheaper than a vintage, which is nearly impossible to find, and runs thousands of dollars, and it's so huge Like I have
I was gonna say, do you have room for it?
Like I have 1,000 square foot basement. You've been in it.
Yeah,
it's a big basement.
Okay, so
but there's not a lot of room for toys left in it.
Just in the last 24 hours, Ian Hard Return on Twitter posted a collage graphic overlaying all of these like a bunch of HasLab things, other like just stupid large collector items in approximate scale to each other.
Mm-hmm.
The picture is definitely worth going and seeking out. It shouldn't be hard to find. But like the Eternia playset, based on the estimate of that image, basically takes up all the floor space of almost all the HasLab things that have been made so far.
I don't doubt it. It's huge.
Wow.
Like, like I don't have my basement's large. I don't have a lot of space in it.
The footprint might be larger than the Snake Mountain project they pitched last year.
Wait,
do you really want to look at that collection and think, well, it's not complete because I don't have this?
That's the thing.
I mean, every time you look at the rest of that collection, that's going to eat at you. And if you don't buy it now, it's just going to cost more later.
That's true.
I mean, Mattel Creations is basically a Kickstarter thing, right?
I look at it like I don't like the idea of a large company doing a Kickstarter, but but Kickstarter typically that's a kickstarting a project that will go retail, or it can be. This is more made to order, but with a certain threshold. So that's kind of the way I look at it. So it's made to order, and if you don't get it, you don't get it.
Matt's just trying to make you spend money.
There's also resale potential there, Brian. If you get it and decide you don't want it, you can sell it for a markup.
This is true. So I have 30 days to decide.
Okay, so the thing about trying to sell that after the fact,
shipping it.
Shut up, Chris.
Shipping it would be insane.
You would have to engage the services of a truck specifically to move that. You'd have to send it freight.
Yeah. So we'll see.
You're being counterproductive, Chris. I don't like it.
Yeah. Can we make the show title "Shut Up, Chris"? Shut up, Chris. Shut up, Chris.
I like it.
That's a good title for the episode before 800.
That's true. Okay, so Walmart Collector Con is tomorrow.
Why do they do it on a Thursday?
Why not?
I don't know. It just feels weird. It's like
every time though, it's on a Thursday.
It is? Okay. All right. So there's precedent at least.
Yeah.
At least there's a pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's a pattern. On a Thursday, they'll put up pre-orders for a bunch of stuff, and you'll make those pre-orders, and they will never fulfill the items you pre-ordered. That's the pattern.
Or cancel them. Either one.
Same thing.
I'm going to aim for Hasbro Pulse myself.
Yeah. Our Discord members at tfradio.net/Discord, especially the ones who actually have signed up for premium this year, seem to be having much the same plan in regards to the Transformers stuff.
I would have never got Cosmos if it wasn't for Pulse.
Oh yeah, Blade Gnome put the collage picture I was talking about in our Discord.
Yeah, well, I would have never got Cosmos if it wasn't for Pulse because I could not get it on Walmart.com.
Yeah.
How's your Siege Wave 1 toys coming there, Diecast?
I think eventually Walmart may ship them. I'm hoping they have a box with my name on it, like in the back stock room, and they're going to find it. And
Don, you're back.
It.
There he is, my little guy. Isn't he cute?
Well, maybe he's back. He's not saying anything. There's no video.
It makes me happy that Galactus is bigger than Unicron.
Yeah, he should be. Well, actually, Unicron's bigger than Galactus, but Galactus is more powerful than Unicron.
You're happy about that until you actually see Galactus. Then you're going to be like, what have I done?
Yeah, Galactus.
I'm already starting to have those. Oh my God, what have I?
Unicron larger, Galactus more powerful. I'm thinking through that right. I mean, Galactus has to be more powerful than Unicron because he's Galactus, for God's sakes.
I mean, it probably depends on which version of Unicron you're talking about too.
Yeah,
I love how they have Fortress Maximus, the Fans Toys version, in the background.
Yeah,
he's huge,
4 feet tall.
So,
oh my God.
I want to jump to the next item because I've been running a fever all afternoon and I've been asleep. So I didn't see this until just now.
I mean, this only popped up for us. JT Prime shared the pictures at like 4:30 or something Central Time this afternoon.
Yeah, so the Legacy Velocitron leader, and we didn't know. We had no idea what we had speculated something.
Yeah, the second leader class toy.
We had speculated. Galaxy Shuttle.
Yeah, from Astro Train. Now, to be fair, a lot of us had basically boiled it down to thinking that the mold they were going to use for this was probably going to be Astro Train, because there are various options that you can do with that mold. You can do like original toy colors Astro Train, where it's black and white like a realistic shuttle.
Yeah.
You could do the platinum colors, where it's weirdly based on Mock Tackle from is that also Victory?
Yes. Right. It
probably
tied with the Micromaster stuff. Yeah.
But either way, like, you know, there's things you can do with
Victory or
Astro
Zone.
Train.
It's Victory or Zone. It's one of the two.
It might be Zone.
Yeah.
I don't. It's something
they
late
run.
Japanese
They run.
G1.
They run together. Those two lines.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah. Same general time period, but yeah, I don't think anybody had checked off Galaxy Shuttle on their Astro Train recolor bingo card.
Actually, I seem to recall when Astro Train first came out, it might have even been Dawn suggested that they could do a Galaxy Shuttle off of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I just never thought I would see it happen.
Also, Don, before you start trying to take credit, you're muted.
And I'm coughing, so I'm muting myself. I love this.
Yes, I love this. I'm glad I'm off tomorrow. That means I might actually have a chance to secure one.
I love this.
Matt, I hate to ask, but if it's not a limit of one, can someone get one for me because I'll be traveling?
Yes. What, you getting married or something?
No, I'm getting married. Yeah, to the most wonderful woman in the world. She's listening. Her first question was,
"He's very nearby."
Yeah, her first question was, "What am I buying?" How much does it cost?
It's only about $60.
Add to cart.
Mock Tackle was from Victory, but it could have just easily been from Zone.
Yeah, it's all in the same general time period. It's fine.
Yeah.
I hate it, but I have to buy it.
I love it.
/shirts.
Love it, and
I love it. I'm getting it.
I'm just saying.
I like that Astro Train mold anyway. So
yeah, Don. I'll try to. If I'm not in a meeting or something, I'll try to get you one.
Thanks, guys. It's just we're gonna be once we hit the ground. Once we drop off the boys at the vet tomorrow, we're gonna be going solid.
But when you find it in the store 2 months before it ships, you're still going to keep it. You're still buying. You're still getting it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I don't mind having two of that because the box looks great too.
It does.
Yeah, but you can actually take it out of the box and close the box, and no one really knows anymore.
That's what I love about a lot of those G1 toys that I have, like Thunder Clash. There's no window on it, so I have it displayed as box and the toy. So yeah. Yeah, I couldn't be happier. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this is just me. Okay, so you know what that's worth. But I would love to see them take the cold tender that he comes with, and do something with it so it can be attached to the back. I don't know what
they just painted it blue, Don.
No. I know, but no. What I'm saying is, if we could somehow get, now this is a deep cut, Thunder Dag 1, because Galaxy Shuttle was remolded into Thunder Dag 1 for Brave Command Dag 1.
Yeah.
It was not a super robot. It was a piloted mech, in the fact that kind of like your Revenge of Kronos by Fugan. I think I'm murdering that word.
Baiken Fu.
But Brave wasn't a Hasbro property.
No, but it wasn't a Takara.
I don't think they would do it. I don't think they would do it.
Also, there are pictures. They just painted it blue.
Yeah, but
but I'm just saying, if they're going to go, if this team goes for super deep cuts,
if it's a repaint like with Galactic Man or whatever, like they did.
Yeah, something
but
like
that's
that.
A repaint. That's not a retool.
No, this does have a new head.
Yeah, but Galaxy Shuttle was a Takara Transformer product, not another brand.
Right, but Thunderdag 1 was the car. It's just Sunrise.
Not a Transformer.
So the problem with specifically Brave referential stuff at this point is Bandai bought Sunrise, so it's very unclear who owns what in terms of Brave stuff. Like Takara probably still has some control or ownership of the physical toy molds and designs, but anything to do with like the characters and their likenesses probably is in Bandai's hands.
Yeah, it's a very GoBots it's a very similar situation what's happening with GoBots. Well, I was speaking with Vangelis about this a while back, how we could have used Siege Ultra Magnus for X Kaiser, or the Titans Return Shuttle for Dagarn X,
sure.
Or we could have used the Lio Kaiser Lio Kaiser for Galgai.
Yeah, you totally could, but Hasbro's not.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, again, it's that whole gray area of legality.
But you know what's not a gray area? Magic the Gathering, which Hasbro owns, and there's Transformers and Magic the Gathering now.
Wait. Before we move on, I have to point out that Black Knife in our chat, tfradio.net/Discord, says Jazz in space. And honestly, not being a Victory person, that is the first thing I thought of when I saw this picture is Jazz in space. So right on.
I guess I can see
it. Yeah, with the box art. Yeah, I get it.
I get it. Transformers Magic the Gathering, it just feels so weird, and I don't want it. But for all the people that would want it, I'm happy for you.
I gotta think that the people who are Magic the Gathering fans don't want Transformers dirtying up their game.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. So let me see the characters. There's a more expanded version of this on the Magic site than there was on PulseCon.
Well, this isn't the first time that's happened.
There may be a small cross-reference of Transformers and Magic fans
that
will get
Prowl,
some use
Ratchet,
out of this. But...
Jetfire, Blitzwing, Starscream, Slicer, Cyclonus, Blaster, RC, Flame War, Goldbug, Megatron. God, it goes on. Optimus Prime, Soundwave, Ultra Magnus.
Yeah, and almost all of them have a Shattered Glass.
Shattered Glass version, yeah.
So, Don, when was this done before? You mentioned this before.
Yeah, they had Grimlock in Magic the Gathering for Hasbro PulseCon. I mean, Hasbro... Hascon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was like a one-off.
Remember that.
Yeah, that was like a single. That was like one card.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don, you're right.
But this is actually going to be Transformers cards distributed randomly in Magic the Gathering booster packs.
Oh! It's not a specific Magic deal. So is this a TCG placeholder, or is this like why is this?
I don't know.
I doubt they're looking at it as a TCG placeholder. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to get their hooks back into people who still care about the TCG.
It just could be one of their weird collaborative efforts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the Transformers brand out into more things Hasbro is doing stuff with.
I can foresee a whole lot of hardcore Magic players going, what the hell is this?
I mean, let's say you've got your standard Magic the Gathering wizard of some sort, and your opponent throws down freaking Optimus Prime. I mean, what's the Venn diagram on that?
Nerd fights.
I can't help now but think of the guy that was kicked out of the Magic tournament for taking all of the photos with the exposed butt cracks. That's. I just can imagine that. That was the best thing I've ever seen on Twitter. Okay, let's see here. Also, Legacy Evolution Wave 1, and looking at Ben Yee's website. I was telling Ben yesterday, he gets priority for news articles on the podcast because we love him. So this was the most controversial thing, I think, in Diecast's home, were these core class Dinobots.
I just don't think it's a good idea.
But I love it. I love it.
They can't even do deluxe right as a combiner.
But don't worry about the Dinobots part.
I'm really hoping that this is just getting the molds ready for future use.
It is. That's what it is.
It's absolutely Dino King.
Yeah, it's going to be Dino King.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's not even Monstructor. It's going to be Dino King.
Yep.
I mean, if it's a good combiner, I'll be okay with it.
So the problem we're looking at here, as far as I can figure on this, is they started by showing the 2 worst figures in this set.
Yeah.
Because if
they have to peg together to form a torso.
Exactly. I mean, they're the ones that have to form the main body that supports everything else around it. It's just like if with Titan Class Devastator, if the first thing they showed us was just Long Haul by itself, everybody would have been burning the thing down. But it's just what these are is largely a necessary evil just to make the eventual whole work. I hope and semi-assume the next 4 are going to be significantly better than these because all they have to do is be limbs.
Sludge looks pretty tragic, I will admit, but I can't remember if it's Ryu or Gairyu. I can't remember which one is which, but
I don't remember their names.
If they make it that, I will find it far more acceptable.
Well, and the thing we've been thinking on the Discord when we're talking about this too is that Dino King is probably not going to be a retail assortment. It's going to be a select box set. So, once they get all of these molds in motion, they're going to take them all and sell them as a selects or something as what they're supposed to be, which is Dino King.
No, Don, they're not going to be shells. They won't have shells.
I know. I mean,
I want shells, actually.
Now here's the thing. We all know what happened with Fan. Who was it with the
Fans Project?
Fans Project and the shells with the roto casting.
Yeah.
But what if a third party made? No, Brian.
For toys the size, it's actually a more approachable,
more feasible.
And I'm not thinking like rotocast. I'm thinking like pretender shells, but horizontal. They just snap like Catilla and Chain Claw. They snap apart on the side, and then you snap around them.
Yeah, I mean could, at this scale, it could actually work. They would still be pretty expensive. Like, don't think it's not going to be the vinyl toy pretender shells thing where they're like $200 or $300 each. But they're going to be expensive for little pretender shells. But they could conceivably actually do that for toys this size.
But we have been down this road before. Like you mentioned, Fans Project, and a lot of people may shy away after seeing how that went. But I could even see this like being something that somebody would do a 3D print of.
I think that's the most likely outcome at this stage.
So Dino King is the goal, we think. But what about after Dino King and Monstructor?
I mean, the problem you run into there is that, like with Dino King, what they're going to be doing is the same thing they've been doing with Pretenders for a long time, is fusing the shell and the robot appearances so that they can be dinosaur toys. These forms don't work for the Monstructor 6.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now, it doesn't mean that they're not going to throw those colors on there eventually anyway, just to do it, but it's not going to actually be a proper Monstructor.
Or if this is successful, they could just do another, core combiner.
It's small. It's a small investment. Like I would
love to see them get to Landcross myself.
Yes, please. So I was actually, after when this popped up this weekend or Saturday, I was thinking Monstructor as a whole in my collection. How much would it cost to get a Monstructor? And it's about
Monstructor's expensive.
It's about 30% more than it was 2 years ago when I was pricing it before.
Because there's 30% less of them because of the gold plastic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Slog is really bad.
Slog is the worst. I'm thinking about parting it out. I'm thinking about doing it piecemeal because every set I'm finding them with like this is damaged, that's damaged, and like I'm only seeing like nice slogs that are slog by itself. So I'm probably going to part it out maybe by the end of the year.
A lot of the shells have degraded too.
Yeah. Most of those shells aren't that bad. It's not like Dino King where they just melt.
So let's also talk about like the possibilities for other core class combiners in the future. And I think there is next to no possibility for more core class combiners in the future. Like Devastator's probably on the table. But I think, what we have to keep in mind here is that to do a combiner like this in this price point, they're basically committing most of the year's product at that price point to this one project.
I'm fine with that. I mean, are they fine with that? Are they fine with that?
Exactly. And if they're going to do that, they're going to do it with something that they consider to be really reliable. So the Dinobots have shelf appeal and recognition factor, and they've got that, they're built already to be a set for their second use. The Constructicons are the other thing that everybody remembers as the combiner, and they're simple enough to do at that scale effectively.
You could get by with the Combaticons. And
you could make Tonkanator again.
Yes, you could. That'd be great. You could probably get by with the Combaticons, but I think that's probably where it ends.
Yeah, I mean, you would not be getting anything super obscure in the retail product line. Selects is where that would go.
I don't think you'd get the aerial bots because they would all blend together. And I don't think you'd get the Defensor because he's not as well known, but he's my favorite.
I also think unless they make the core robot a deluxe, which Evan I think specifically addressed as being something they considered at one point with this. You're going to be restricted to 6 combiners. And again, you're not going to get anything obscure, so you can't even fall back on like the Micromaster combiners, much as I would like to see something like that happen.
No, they're definitely not going to commit to an entire wave of trains. So
you're not getting 6 train or 6 turbo. You're not getting any of those.
But like, I think I seriously think, maybe for the next product year or spread out a little further than that, core class Constructicons are a definite possibility, especially since there is 2 recolor options.
3 if you count Diaclone.
4. Yeah. So you have yellow, you have Tonkanator.
Yellow and Tonkanator are virtually interchangeable. Like they would do one or the other. They wouldn't.
I don't know both.
I know.
I want both.
They do love their Diaclone repaints, as Dawn points out.
I would kill to have Diaclone Devastator.
Yeah.
Diaclone Devastator is one of the things I've always wanted, and that's one of the things I actually should probably just break down and get before I die. Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Speculation is fun, but now I'm going to be sad when we don't get all this stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how it always goes.
If anybody's out there listening and it wants to gift me a Diaclone Devastator or the knockoff, or have one for this is where Brian's going to pay. Brian's not really asking for somebody to gift him a Diaclone Devastator, but if you really wanted to, I'm kidding.
I mean, if this does well and they want to do additional and they can't, put it all in the same retail line, this would be a good, and then someone in chat said this, I think Paladin said this, it would be a good box set. And maybe that's a way.
That's probably how you would get Dino King.
To put a little bit more money into it, because maybe instead of having to do $11.99 a figure, you can cost it out at $12.99 a figure to get a couple little extra things in there or whatever, and make it like a Amazon exclusive or a Pulse exclusive or something like that. But maybe this is just them testing the waters with what they can do with this. What do they call them now? Core class?
Yeah.
Figures. I always want to say legends, but it's core class now. But maybe this is a test of what they can do, and maybe we will see some additional stuff in the form of box sets.
I'm checking eBay right now to see if Dinoforce is up. And
the only problem with Diecast idea is just that it's exceptionally rare to get a first run mold as anyone's exclusive.
Yeah. I'm
because
checking
of the cost levels involved.
I'm checking eBay right now to see how much Dino King or Dinoforce figures are.
Really,
I would assume.
A lot. But no, but what I'm saying, I'm not saying anything right now, but what I am saying is the Fans Project stuff is super cheap.
Yeah.
And also something I didn't expect to see is the Generations Power of the Primes Volcanica set. Looks like they're knockoffs from China for like $50.
Yeah.
I just had no idea that was a thing. I didn't know there was knockoff sets of that. Here's the oversized Monstructor knockoff for $200. I saw that this weekend. Okay, I can't wait. Okay, but there's a lot of other stuff that popped up at PulseCon this weekend.
So we're up to deluxes now.
Well, we didn't mention Core Class Sound Blaster, which I think we knew about, but
so we're up to deluxes now. So Sound Blaster is a write-off for me because they went animation accurate and it has a blue chest instead of red. That's just a no sale for me.
I'm fine with it, but the red chest on the original is the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Red Chest Sound Blaster is the iconic appearance.
But the blue chest is new Soundwave.
Okay, fair enough. I'm still not going to buy it, but fair enough.
Yeah, of course, also Breakdown, which we talked about last week.
Confirmation through this that has one gun. Yeah, White Rider.
But some stuff that I was shocked at how much I liked it. Like, I really like that Universe Hot Shot.
Yeah, that's the one I skipped. That's something like I'll pick up on a whim when I see it in the store.
I mean,
it's not one I need.
I think it's the first Hot Shot whose shoulders don't hurt.
Yum,
his legs make up for it.
Well, yes and no. So the way the legs are shown in the stock photos, like the car roof is on the back of the leg and it looks like it impedes the knee articulation. But it looks like the way the transformation joints work, you'd be able to rotate or hinge them out of the way so the knees can bend properly. It's not a perfect solution, but it's not. I don't think it's going to be as bad as it looks right now. And like, I have to give them some credit with this Hot Shot. Like, they kept it as close to the spirit of the original Armada toy as possible.
Yeah,
even including the flip-up axle weapon.
Cannon.
Yeah. Like, it's actually surprisingly respectful to what Armada was.
That makes me very happy.
Yeah,
this is also not. It's not Armada through the lens of G1. It's pretty much Armada.
Yeah, it's pretty much Armada.
Yeah, and that's fine too. Like, the way the proportions, styling, detailing, however you want to break that part of it down, like, it is very much a toy that is the cartoon model of Hot Shot from the better animated episodes.
Yeah.
It's like this whole evolution thing is like they ran it through a G1 cheesecloth and not a filter. So everything is not quite as RC, Prime RC, the Legacy RC. It's like there's a lot more of the original source character coming through from the way that I'm seeing it.
But you know what is amazing? Needle nose.
Wait, before we go on
needle nose. We're jumping to needle nose.
Can you pull up the packaging for Hot Shot?
Nope, because I don't have it here. Go to Needle Nose.
Okay, well, it's Needle Nose too, so.
Okay, so I think I know what Diecast is talking about, and this is on purpose. Apparently, this is an anti-theft measure. So the cardboard panels in the boxes this year that they're half threaded through are now going to be more in front of the toys to make them harder to just like pull out of the packaging. So like a lot of the Hasbro stuff for the coming product year is going to fully closed packaging styles, but apparently all the legacy stuff was pre-locked in with the die cut windows. So we're stuck with that, and now they're just trying to adapt around that to make it
horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Because I was going to say, just close the box and wrap it like they do the Marvel Legends figures. That way we don't get paint damage.
Yeah, as soon as they are past the point where they've got the stuff locked in already, we will see a transition like that happen. And in Japan, they've already been doing that with some of their Studio Series toys, having fully enclosed boxes like that. But yeah, this is like stopgap work in progress. It's just they're doing what they can with what they're able to do right now to make the toys more secure in the really ill-conceived open packaging style. Not that I think the fully enclosed packaging is a great solution either, because hell's bells, there's been a lot of Marvel Legends theft in the 6 weeks since that started.
Oh, there has?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've heard secondhand reports that some stores are now declining to take returns on Marvel Legends toys because of theft and swapping.
Yeah, they should.
Because I mean, I was going to say, and Matt probably will agree with me, as much as I hated the new Marvel Legends packaging, when I got a couple in hand and they were fully wrapped, so I didn't have to worry about any paint damage, I was like, oh my God, this is great. And then like, what was that one Transformer that just came out that at almost everyone had
Knockout? But so from what I've seen though, the
they come in like little sleeves now.
Yeah, so the knockouts
paper
that actually are being found at regular retail don't seem to have the same level of paint rub on the roof that the early like diamond fulfilled ones of the specialty stores did.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably the result of just like the extra handling steps, getting it from point A to B to C.
Needle Nose is awesome.
Yeah, this was the point we're talking about, but yeah, Needle Nose. So the thing with Needle Nose, it looks really good, but that's because it doesn't transform.
Yeah. He pretty much lays down.
Oh yeah,
I'm fine with that. It looks so great. I'm fine with that.
I mean,
He comes with both Target Masters. I mean,
if you were fine with Universe Silverbolt 15 years ago, you're fine with this.
But this is way smaller. This is way smaller than Silverbolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. They shrinky
it costs about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually literally does. Silverbolt was a $25 toy.
Yeah. They reverse shrinky dinked Universe Silverbolt.
So wait. Is Needle Nose a Silverbolt retool?
Yes.
I mean, I will admit, not having another hinge on the cockpit is kind of meh. But
It looks like there is a mid-body hinge for the airplane parts, but nothing's using it. I'm not like I want to see more about this and see if the stock photos are mistransformed to that end, and the nose cone can pull back up on it.
That's
I
one
think
good thing
it's
about
folded a little bit.
Well, that's one thing about Hasbro's history of badly transformed and badly photographed figures is there's always hope that it's wrong.
Yeah, sort of. So what I will say about Needle Nose is like just immediately it looks substantially superior to Point Blank. For one thing, we can see for sure it has bicep swivels, which Point Blank does not.
Mm-hmm.
It also doesn't look like half of the vehicle mode has been left off for cost purposes.
Well, I mean,
and he has
what
the right
can
head.
really take off of a jet.
Yeah. Speaking of Chris, I'm looking at that hinge in the torso, and I have a feeling there's just a compartment that pops open to hide the head when he's laying down.
Oh, yeah, you might be right. Okay.
So who do we have left? Landfill?
Landfill and Quick Mix. We've got Quake if you count the Titan Returns one.
I count it.
Yeah.
Scoop.
But he didn't have his Target Masters.
We did it. We got Scoop in Generation.
We got Scoop 10 years ago.
Yeah, we need.
I wouldn't mind a new one though, just because it is because the colors do not match the original toy. So
of the three Autobot, the small Target Masters, Quick Mix was my favorite, so I'm looking forward to him.
So Quick Mix and Landfill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. What else we have? Scraphook.
Yeah.
The best deluxe. The best reveal of PulseCon.
Yeah.
I like him. He's great. He's so weird.
And there's going to be 2 more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm so happy.
So it's. I don't want to say a fully formed, full-on sort of deluxe, but it is, and it's also
it's like a weaponizer that actually transforms.
It's like a fully realized transformer weaponizer. It's the best toy ever.
Yes.
I saw someone make it a mater online, and it was great. It was perfect.
Yeah. They photoshopped eyes over the windshield, and that's all. That's literally all they did to it.
Stickers.
It's just right there already.
Put stickers.
Yeah, Toy Hacks will do it. So like the thing I like about this conceptually, this Junkion pattern that they're working with now too, they've designed this so that the vehicles can split into 2 or 3 segments, and you can interchange them with each other.
And just Mad Max the crap out of some Junkions.
Yeah, so the Evolution poster, the year product art thing, shows like some hints of those combinations. Like one of the motorcycle ones that hasn't been revealed yet has a sidecar made from half of the front end of another one.
That's wonderful.
Like I don't know how much flexibility in practice there's actually going to be, but there's like some really good ideas in this to like whet our appetites, and I'm all for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I first saw that figure, the first thing I thought of was the 2007 or the repaint they did of Dropkick from the movie into one called Salvage. That was kind of like a Sanford and Son kind of.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's what I first thought of.
Yeah, until you said Sanford and Son, I'm like, I don't remember that, but yeah.
Don, don't compare Scraphook to movie toys.
No, I'm saying
some movie toys are great.
That Dropkick was a really good toy, and so it's had a really interesting transformation. Other than the giant bed claw grabber, but that's the first thing I got from it was that kind of vibe.
Okay. Leo Prime.
I like it. The lion face is a little funky.
Statistically, I suppose somebody had to.
It looks so much better than Low Convoy.
It looks better than the Masterpiece, yeah.
It looks better than the Masterpiece. It looks better than the original toy that it's based on.
I mean, I think I'm gonna just stick with my Robot Masters one that I already have.
How much is the Robot Masters?
Okay, one at a time, please.
Go ahead.
How is the Robot Masters toy? We were actually talking about that on Hot 5 last night, and I thought I'd heard it wasn't that good.
Okay, so for the context of it being made in 2004, it's actually a pretty nice sub-deluxe toy. It's not a basic, but it's not quite a deluxe either.
Okay.
Like, it's very competent at what it's trying to be. It helps a lot that Leo Convoy in the first place was not... It was like Optimus Primal in terms of complexity for its size, the original toy. Like, it's ultra class size, but it's the complexity of a deluxe, basically. Yeah. So it shrinks down really effectively.
Did you get the Leo Convoy from me, or did you get it from somewhere else?
No, I got it from someone else.
Okay, I don't know what I did with mine then. It's got to be somewhere. For some reason, I thought you were looking for it, and I thought I sent it your way. I guess I didn't. Okay.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure I got it from someone else. I think I might have asked you about it, and at the time you still then couldn't find it, which was like 15 years ago.
That's why, yeah. I really like this. I am not a fan of the Beast Wars second toy at all. Period. It was nice when it came out, but
gimmick platform.
Yeah, it's aged so poorly.
Yeah.
I guess the benefit. I mean, it's not as complex. It doesn't have like the missile launchers and crap. Which
it's got the flip out guns, but doesn't have the gear and spring gimmick to it.
Yeah. The colors are great. Hopefully, it isn't yellow. But yeah, I think it looks pretty fantastic, and I want a big convoy now.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a big convoy given today's toys. It'd be a smaller convoy.
It'd be a medium convoy.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to be a leader class, Brian, just to handle all. I mean, I don't think he would have the shell like the original did as far as that much, but he would have to have a lot of kibble. I don't know how they do it.
I would actually I would like to see Hasbro direct the engineering of a new big convoy. Like, Hasbro doesn't engineer the transformations, but they work with Takara to get the engineering style that they want out of it. I would like to see a big convoy run through the Hasbro filter instead of being completely in-house at Takara.
Yeah.
And if we get big convoy, we get Ultra Mammoth.
Yeah, probably. And we could get an update reference to Universe Nemesis Prime.
It's win-win.
Yeah.
Speaking of win-win, Tarn.
It's really nice.
You mean pre-Bludgeon?
Amazing.
Tarn is great on its own, but yeah, it's a pre-Bludgeon too.
It genuinely is, but it's the more we've studied it, the more it's obviously pre-IDW Bludgeon.
Here's the thing, and I'm not meaning this with any kind of disrespect to the people that are IDW fans or fans of this character. This is the least interesting figure that was revealed. But again, I have no connection.
You have no frame of reference, Don.
Yeah.
I have a frame of reference. I think it's very fascinating that we're going back to the IDW well with a character that is only exists in the comic.
Yeah. I agree.
It's not like an IDW lens on Blur or another character that we've gotten before. I think it's fascinating that way. I think the love and TLC that went into this is fascinating as well.
Mm.
I think the toy was fantastic, but Tarn is just not a character that I have like a soft spot in my heart for.
Yeah. This is one that I desperately need.
It was the last figure I pre-ordered because I even pre-ordered Hot Shot before I got to Tarn, just because I guess it's the connection I don't have with the character. But I'm more interested in this thing in an engineering and transformation standpoint than I am the character. So that's on me. I'm so glad all the Tarn fans are getting it, but I want to see how this thing poses like it does and still pulls off the transformation.
Yeah,
and Manny in the Discord makes the point I wanted to also. Tarn originates from IDW, and this is leaning more toward IDW, but Tarn was also featured in Cyberverse in the finale as the perfect Decepticon. So there's a little bit wider frame of reference than just the comics that somebody can come into this with.
But Tarn to me,
is a comic character.
It's a comic character, but it's also, I don't want to say, to me makes him secondary, but he's like a secondary character.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
So
he hasn't been around long enough to be really mainstream.
Not even mainstream. It's kind of like you make a movie about a video game, then you introduce a new character, and that new character is invariably like it's kind of like the movie's idea of what the character from that franchise should be. Tarn is like a comic, creator's idea of what a Transformer should be, and it just doesn't fit to me. But he's like the most awesome character in the book of the original characters.
Does this Tarn have any recolorability to wind up back in Buzzworthy, since he was in Cyberverse, and that's where some of that stuff goes?
In Cyberverse, he just was Tarn colors. The reuse they're going to get out of this is making it into an IDW version Bludgeon.
He doesn't like price point fit into I don't
know.
Yeah. So
I can tell you as far as like G1 fans, this was probably the worst group of reveals ever.
Why?
It's not G1 enough.
There is nothing G1 about
good.
I
love G1.
I love this group of reveals.
Okay,
look at Legacy. Look, how much G1 have we already had in Legacy?
I'm just saying.
So,
Needlenose is G1.
I didn't hate the reveals, but nothing really excited me.
Okay, so we have Eric Crownover is in the Discord right now. Eric, as a younger fan who is not so tied up in G1 as a lot of us are, what did you think of these reveals? If you're listening live, answer that, and we will come back to your answer in a moment.
I love G1. G1 is like, it's not my. It's G1 is my favorite.
Got us into Transformers.
Yeah, it is my favorite. It's not my favorite. Like my favorite in my heart of hearts is Beast Wars.
It's your nostalgic favorite.
But like it's my nostalgia favorite, and it's the one I spent far and away most of my toy budget on.
Right.
Like I'm still spending way too much money on G1 toys even today.
But there's just so many people that are stuck, and we've said this 1,000 times before. There are so many people that are stuck in this 84, 85, even 86 is too far.
86, 87, 88. That's what I want.
Yeah, but exactly. We want that, but there's so many people that don't give these toys a chance.
I want some 89 and 92.
It's like, I want more G2. This was 94. Not enough. I want more. But it's like Matt. Matt is not a Beast Wars fan, and I understand that. But for me to have Tarantulas, as good as Tarantulas is, and Matt doesn't want him, because which I get. It's just I want everybody to be able to enjoy these figures.
You just helped Jaxus, and I hadn't even considered this. Jaxus is like the closest analog to Tarn.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, as far as like comic original character, like I'm way more excited about Jaxus than Tarn in the sense because I love G2, and I could never really see Jaxus as like a real Transformer, and I always thought that Tarn could be. So, but like very close to analog. I'm gonna love it when I get it in my hands. I'm certain, but like, yeah.
So Eric, or Rick Crown, as he's display named in the chat. Wahaha, best reveals of the year.
Yeah,
he also finds the thrust of our conversation here refreshing.
Cool. Like, but what's his what was his favorite?
I love G1, but these reveals felt like actual love to the entirety of the brand.
Yeah. That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
And that's
Thank you, Eric.
And that's
what we need to do. We need to get the younger generation.
I love G1. G1 still exists. If you want these toys, these characters,
we have gotten so much good G1 stuff these last few years. I can't really complain too much that there's not.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of like major characters here, especially after Studio Series 86.
So here's the thing, and I will shut up about this, but like up until 15 years ago, G1 was in the past. G1 wasn't the brand. It was a new lens on like the IP of those characters, but it wasn't G1. And now people just want their G1 every year, and that still makes no sense to me. We have G1. Every single toy that we get, with the exception of like Bludgeon or Tarn, there's already a toy out there. You can go get it. You might have to get it on eBay. You might have to spend $300 on it, but you can get it.
I'm always going to want a little bit of G1 every year. That's just me. But I am really enjoying enjoying getting other stuff in the mix as well.
Yes.
Like that's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we need a little Beast Wars, not Beast Machines.
Well, except for Beast Wars.
Armada. I mean,
motorcycle drone. I would kill for a motorcycle drone. I would kill for
that. Would be a great core class figure.
I would love to have a new tank drone. All this stuff. Like, I'll take some Beast Machines.
Yeah,
like,
I want to see the Beast Machine stuff looked at again, because like the original
Optimus Primal.
The original toys were very interesting.
Mirage.
The toys did not represent the show very well, and not all the toys were everything they could have been, is how I will diplomatically say it.
I want to.
So I also want to point out, it's listed in the show notes, but I want to point out just specifically, there's creator commentary behind the scenes from Mark Mayer on Instagram for the Core Class Dinobots, Scraphook, and Tarn.
Mm-hmm.
Giving better looks at these than just the presentation at PulseCon. Tarn especially looks a lot like it was designed in the spirit of G-Axis.
Yes, totally agree.
So, like, I think comparing the two is appropriate on various levels. I think it's going to be the same caliber of, like, really strong toy just on its own merits. And the expanded pictures of Scraphook showing the 5mm port interactivity with other toys is just
that's awesome,
delightful.
So
it gives me a moment of not feeling horrible inside myself.
Delightful. What about the Lite-Brite? Is that delightful?
I love it.
It's a 6,000 10-piece Lite-Brite set.
Imagine how long it's going to take to put that in.
Actually, 6,000 pieces. It's $100.
I will let you know, because
it's $100 for a Lite-Brite.
And where are you going to find an incandescent bulb nowadays? Really?
It's an LED panel.
Don.
Wait, I guess it had to be an incandescent bulb. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
I had an original Lite-Brite. When
I have better things to do in my life than to put 6,000 pegs onto a piece of plastic. Yeah,
I didn't think of how long it would take. Which I probably should have. I just thought, wow, this is going to be cool. I got to do it.
Yeah,
I like the look of the Optimus Prime one. I just can't bring myself to spend $100 on it.
But here's the thing. Imagine if Lego had not done Lego Prime and this was a Lego set on top of being a Lite-Brite. Imagine if this had wound up being like Lego, you build a Lite-Brite and then you put the thing together.
That sounds horrible.
Oh, it was not horrible. Hasbro actually made something a long time ago called the Astrolite, which was a building toy on top of a Lite-Brite-esque base. My dad apparently picked this up at a thrift store or something. We had a couple of them as a kid, and they were just a lot of fun to play with.
Okay,
they were really neat.
I like this new iteration of Lite-Brite, taking advantage of super slim LEDs so that it could be like hung on a wall, and also has such a low power draw you can run it off of a rechargeable battery.
Yeah, I mean, that would be...
You can take it, do it, put it anywhere.
And in a collector's room like mine, that would be an absolute... Well, if you could find it, it would be an absolute showpiece in anybody's well-curated collector's room.
Yeah, and what they're calling this the Lite-Brite wall art.
Yeah, which I didn't even realize. I was going to say it's like art, and then I saw in the title it says wall art. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm not even going to mention that because I'm going to look stupid. But
I mean, okay, so now I haven't really looked at this. Is each set? This is not something
one
like
set. It's one
set, so it's not like the old Lite-Brite where you would take something out and put something in. They're all individual sets. Okay,
it's one set.
Okay, it's like
Yeah, there's one set and enough pegs to do each of these designs.
Yeah.
So there's 3 different designs included in one box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was 3 different ones you could build like Lego set. Okay, I misunderstood what they were shooting for.
Yeah, it's $100 for.
Yeah, you get one panel and a whole hell of a lot of pegs, and you can make any one of these 3 designs, or
whatever you want.
Piecemeal your own.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, though.
Well, then if you could build any one of the 3, you couldn't change it with, say, like a kit. Like, say they just sell you a kit for the Autobot symbol. The
Autobot symbol is one of the patterns.
Yeah, Don. They can sell you 3 of these kits, and you can have one of each.
I got it. Okay, I understand.
But I mean, they know what peg assortment is in this frame, this set that they're selling. So like they could sell, update patterns for you to follow to make something else out of that same assortment of colors that's a different image. Like they can do that.
Yeah.
That's how the original Lite-Brite worked. You got the thing, which was a big plastic box with a light bulb in it, and you put black construction paper that had the spots marked on it. That was just outlines of stuff usually. But
that's what I was getting at, Chris, but I wasn't conveying it properly. Does this thing have any flexibility beyond these 3 sets, and that's it? Or
I mean, it has inherent flexibility if you can plot out your own images. But like, it would
turn on the magic of colored lights, Don.
Yeah, it would totally be possible also to have them design and sell, additional patterns to use.
People could probably do throw these up on Etsy or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. You just need to know the grid dimensions specifically, and you can. This is just an analog way of making pixel art.
Yep,
literally.
That's exactly right.
Ryan,
I didn't think we would talk that long about that.
So what about Shattered Glass Soundwave?
That took long enough, didn't it?
Love it. I love this. I love it. I want
Is the headband is
molded into the head.
They remolded the head.
I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. Like, I would rather it be a piece of plastic or cloth or whatever. But
they talked about exploring those options and basically just figured out that like the way the toy has to transform, it would get in the way or just otherwise be a problem.
Which BotCon was that? 2015?
No, 2012.
2012. I love this. I'm getting it.
If they had molded it separate, it would have been like a soft plastic piece, and we all know what would have happened
soft
down the road.
Yeah, soft bags.
I was confused at first as to why is he so expensive, and then I saw he comes with two cassettes.
Even with 2 cassettes, he's still a little bit much. But...
Well, I don't know. That Voyager would be $35 as a Voyager at today's price, and then 2 cassettes would be about $10 a piece. So 34, 44, 54. You've got a comic in specialized packaging.
Yeah, the price on this doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's maybe a little bit expensive.
And the Earthrise mold that nobody's been able to get any other way.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by the price on that. But I understand that it is a little high.
But I'll be honest, Brian. Seeing those Shattered Glass colors on that mold makes me appreciate that color layout more than seeing it on that sound.
Do you have the eHobby set?
No, I never bought. I didn't buy that set.
I didn't
buy that set.
Yeah.
And I've got the BotCon one, but they were using the Ironhide, which that mold is just not a good. That's not a good mold. But seeing those colors on a proper Soundwave,
it looks great.
They really pop. They really pop.
So Hasbro renews partnership with Paramount for Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, so this came up as part of Hasbro's Investor Day, which TFW covered. So they're keeping Transformers and G.I. Joe with Paramount for however long the new agreement lasts, but everything else, entertainment-wise, apparently is going to be shifted to E1.
I'm just surprised that they are considering producing more G.I. Joe movies.
I mean, they're at least keeping their options open, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, good. I own Snake Eyes. I've yet to watch it. I liked it. I feel like I should watch it.
That bad. You should watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I need to.
I think the rest of the audience worldwide disagrees with you, Diecast.
Yeah, probably.
So the general coverage of Investor Day, I'm just going to run over like a few points here. They've already greenlit the 2nd season of Earthspark, which is not an unusual thing to have happen in this day and age. They have a 2nd season approved before the 1st season even starts. The brand blueprint bullet points are interesting. So point 1 is fewer, bigger, better brands. So I guess they're going to, focus down and not have quite as many balls in the fire.
Well, bye Power Rangers.
I'm not sure if that's the case yet, but
I'm joking.
No, we're headed into an anniversary year for Power Rangers, so it should get a little focus in 2023.
We hope.
After 2023, though, that's up in the air.
Yeah. Also, there is still an untitled animated Transformers theatrical movie in the works to some degree. Yeah. So that still being in progress might be part of why they're sticking with Paramount for now, because they still got projects in the can with them. And then Rise of the Beast, they're still kind of just talking up because they got to keep interest until it actually comes out next year.
So the John D on Twitter shared out an article that had investors' reactions to this. The two interesting things to me: one, totally underwhelmed. They just did not see anything that excited them as far as like the health of Hasbro. Two, Hasbro has a they want to like double basically or increase their operational profits to like double them to 50% like by 2027. And they're going to do that through cost cutting measures, which is the way that you do it two ways. I mean, you raise your costs, you raise your price, you cut your costs. So the way you cut your cost, the number one for basically any large company, the number one
layoffs.
Yeah, is head count. That's where most of the money goes. And two, just making your
production
products less expensive to produce.
Or reducing product diversity too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see what this means. I'm not excited about that. So
nobody should be.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, it's the dark side of
I mean, they are saying what their shareholders want/need to hear. And it's nothing we're going to enjoy seeing happen, but there's also the very possible outcome that a lot of what they're saying they plan to do over the next 4 years, a lot of it's not going to actually happen.
Oh, it's a target.
Time frame.
It's a target.
At all the way they are presenting it.
It's a plan to happen.
Yeah.
It's not written in stone. It's a target to hit. So
Don's the financial money guy.
He's got the business degree.
Yeah.
So he can jump in after I say my thought, but you can
also
only
had a really successful electronics department at Service Merchandise.
That's true. You can only raise the price so much before it actually hurts your sales.
Well, it's most likely it's going to be cost cutting is where we're going to.
Well, no, that's what I mean. I mean, they've already kind of raised the price
somewhere in the next 5 years. We are going to see another price hike.
Of course.
Yeah.
It might hurt their sales. So I think the next thing is the other cost cutting measures that they can do, because they can't do another price hike right now. I mean, they can, but I think it would be bad for business.
They can and they will.
Detrimental.
I mean, what you see in these things is that you'll see a lot of things that will never come to fruition, or things that on paper look like it's a whole bunch of money on paper, like scaling back advertising 12%. A lot of places, a lot of companies, when they need to reduce money, they reduce advertising, which is not what you're supposed to do in most cases, because you need to sell your product. But on paper, it looks good because, we're going to reduce advertising by 12 to 15%.
That's Don's right. Yeah.
It's a lot of small things that when you read the percentages, it seems impressive.
Well, I mean,
but it actually doesn't generate.
They're focusing more on influencers and less on paid media and more on free publicity.
Well, here's something that I'll. It's not like I run Hasbro, so I can't make this happen
yet.
He cannot publicly confirm nor deny whether he runs Hasbro.
But for example, if they wanted to cut a bunch of costs, take out the paper instructions. They're crap anyway. They're hard to read, and most of them are worthless. And then work with your influencers, like you said, Brian, and create online instructions that are clear, concise, and easy to follow for both young purchasers, parents, and the older collectors. You will save a metric crap ton of money per total not having the instructions.
Well, some of that stuff, Don, you have to rely on the community to build. You can't ask them to do it because you have to pay for them.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying is what
the way this would go is they would drop paper instructions, but they would have the same layout, illustrated instructions as like a PDF you download through a QR code printed on the box.
Okay, that would, but they would have to be.
They'd be the same otherwise. They would just be a PDF instead of a piece of paper.
But as far as the influencers go, if Hasbro reached out to, say, your Ben Yee kind of people that have a knowledge of the product, have worked with the product and know it, to have them as a consultant,
which they have, they have brought in Ben Yee as a consultant before.
which is why I was using Ben as an example. That way they could create an online instruction that makes sense. They would save all that paper.
I think you're just focusing down too much on one grain here.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying there's a lot of paper involved in these instruction manuals. Not only would it be another a positive environmental impact, it would printing cardboard.
Which is why they would switch from printed instructions to just a PDF equivalent of what they already have and not engage any additional resources in the effort. Because like Brian correctly points out, if they go solicit that, they have to compensate the people that they're soliciting for the work.
Right.
Like,
but I'm
legally,
saying,
they have to do that, even if the person says, I don't want anything for this. They got to give them something.
Right. But like, for example, I'm just going to extrapolate on this just for a second, Brian.
Well, we've got a lot of stuff left to talk about.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Don't worry about
it. It's a very strong opinion piece for you, Don. I think we understand where you're coming from. There's just, more complexity to it. And I need to be out of here in like 20 minutes. So,
so courtesy of GotBot in JT Prime 17, according to TFW, there are new listings for collaboration and selects products.
Yeah, so we don't have any names, but we have some price points. One of these seems to be very obvious. Oh, these are Canadian prices, by the way, before anybody freaks out at the $299 Titan.
Yeah.
So one of these is a Titan class toy, which would be the follow-up to like Black Zarek from this past year. It might be the Omega Sentinel that we had hinted at a while back.
Yes.
But it could also be something else we don't know about. We don't know that the Omega Sentinel is still on the table, for instance.
It better be on the table.
Yeah.
Better be on my table soon.
Yeah, I would like the opportunity to get that, because I think it's a really pretty deco to be used on anything, basically, that blue and white. But, we don't know at this point if that's still something that they feel like they can pursue.
Can you imagine? Because Black Zarek price went on sale pretty regularly so far. So if we can get that with that mold, I can definitely get at least two.
Even if it's something different, like if that Omega Sentinel is off, that would kind of be a mercy killing, because if it's that, I have to buy two of them.
Yeah.
The other thing we have on here, based on the Canadian price, looks like a deluxe, which could be basically anything. And then the collaborative, the pricing on that makes me think it's going to be something like Gigawatt or the Dracula. Was it Draculus?
Draculus, yeah.
A retooled existing deluxe mold as some kind of collaborative piece, because they fall in a similar price range when you convert for that, and also take off the haha you live in Canada tax that gets applied to a lot of Transformers. Like the 299 Canadian equals out to higher than the just conversion equivalent to our Titan price, but that, I think, like most of the stuff, is marked up a little bit for Canada. Plus, they probably rolled it a little bit further to hit, a roundish number like $299.99 Canadian. So for when we would see this, probably a $199. No, I think a $199 Titan Selects, and then similar normal prices for the other things.
Please be Guardian Robot.
Yeah, it'd be great.
That's all I want.
So moving ahead
too. That's the bad part.
Yeah. So New Zealand Mint, which we talked about this in pre-show. This is not legal. This is not legal currency, legal tender, but it's a Optimus Prime 1 ounce silver coin that looks really nice.
Looks fine.
It's $100, $100 US. I was going to get it until I realized it wasn't actual currency, so I'm not. But next time any country releases actual coinage that is legal tender in their country, I will probably be forced to buy it. I think so there's the Canadian dollar, and I think there was another coin that was released years ago that I missed out on.
I don't recall, but
I found it. I found it in some research on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't like Canada. It was somewhere else, but it looks really nice. So I'm not getting it.
Nonetheless. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say not for $100. If this was $50, I would probably consider it. But
it's a little steep.
Yeah.
So the last item I put on here, just because we mention these occasionally and people are a little bit interested in it, the threezero MDLX, the smaller, less expensive threezero non-transforming figures. They've done a Cliffjumper version of the Bumblebee that they revealed a little while back, which is just a red Bumblebee.
Yeah,
neat, cool.
But in case that's anybody's interest, that's a thing that's apparently going to be coming sometime in the nebulous future.
Cool. Okay. So let's jump to what we got this week.
I have nothing.
If we can, let's try to keep non-off-topic stuff short or non-existent.
Non-off-topic stuff? So you want to
on-topic stuff because Chris has to go. So I do too.
I'll keep it short.
Okay.
I don't have anything on topic. So.
Okay, go ahead. Don raised his hand first, though. So go ahead, Don.
Okay, real quick. I got Classified Barbecue when it went up last week because I had never saw one in the stores. I've always liked barbecue.
So is that like North Carolina barbecue or
Lexington barbecue?
Yeah, I wish. And I saw it in the store. I was not going to get this, but the pictures online, I guess green's one of them colors that's hard to photograph, Chris, because I got the DC Multiverse, the Kyle Rayner, because the green does not
look. You got an actual good Green Lantern this time.
Well, yeah, Gnort has problems, but the green in person is not as egregious as it is on web pages with that bright neon green, so it's a lot better in person.
Their prototype could have been hand painted in slightly off colors too. There's just no telling.
Yeah, and of course, like a lot of people, I got Tonkanator. Well, I got two of them. One to open and one to keep in boxes. The box is glorious, and I love this. It's a box concept that doesn't put you in the poorhouse.
So I want to make a mention of something relating to Tonkanator. There's apparently reviews up on Target's website already with people complaining about it, how the Constructicon toys are so small and low fidelity to the Constructicons.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's I want fiction for this. IDW Spotlight Tonkanator.
I'd take that.
Unfortunately, IDW's about to lose the comics license.
Yeah,
in a couple months here.
The only other thing that I got this last week. Select Cyclonus sucks. His QC is terrible.
Really?
Yes.
I got a good one.
Yes. Apparently, I got the sludge level quality.
A lot of them are like that, Don. From what I understand.
Yeah, his hips are not tensioned well. And his left arm is absolutely worthless unless you rotate it out like this and bend it slightly. He still can't hold any of his weapons, but it doesn't fall automatically. So be careful if you get him. That's all I got.
Cool. Matt?
All right, I've got a couple Marvel Legends. So I got Japanese Spider-Man, which is just wonderful.
The Emissary from Hell.
Yeah. He is not on one of the more flexible bodies though, so which is weird for a Spider-Man. But like the detailing is there, like his little gauntlet actually says Spider-Man on it.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's amazing.
So how are we getting his robot?
Well, we were going to, but then somebody stole it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to get like the same pictures of the robot every week for as long as that's on the shelves.
And I got U.S. Agent, the worst character. I love him. Just absolute garbage.
I'm still holding out for the Force Works uniform.
Yeah. Well, I prefer the classic one. I picked
the Force Works just makes him look so much more stupid, though.
True. I picked up the last piece I needed for my Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure too, which is just a super impressive figure. Like, too bad it came in an absolute crap wave, but like I only actually had to buy 3 of the 7 figures. So,
and on ETF says Matt loves his absolute garbage.
I really do.
Chris has 4 minutes.
And the Shokugan modeling project, Gal God, so I can finally be done with Gal Ranger now.
Oh, about time.
We can move on to something else. And that's it for me.
Rob?
Okay, got 4 Gundam models in the mail. Briefly, the one I'm happiest about, I'll just say, the Zeta Plus A1 Gundam Unicorn colors, which is basically the C1 colors, dark gray and blue. Always like that color scheme on mobile suits. So I don't get the Beam Smart Gun this way, but it also cost me like $75 less than a high grade C1. So I can live.
Seems a worthy trade. You can live with it.
Yes, I can live with it, and I got a new controller for my computer. That's it.
Oh, nice.
Diecast.
All right, I got almost every single Super 7 Ultimates Thundercats. Yeah, Thundercats. So I don't know why I was blanking on that. So there's about 15 of them that I need to run through real quick.
Wow.
But I'll save that
How much did that cost?
I went to RetroCon like a week or 2 ago, and I bought the snowman on the mountain or whatever because I had it as a kid, and it was just this big beefy figure, and I was like, that's great. I remember that one as a kid. And then I just started buying all of them. So I bought almost every one. But I got Ollie or Wheelie.
Okay, yeah, cool. You like it?
He is awesome.
I like it.
I really like it.
Don't understand you people.
It makes me sad that you call him Ollie. You called him Ollie by mistake.
I called him Ollie by mistake. Yeah. Well, it's brain not worky right now. So, yeah, he is fabulous. And I expected to hate him because
me too.
Is usually we're usually on the same wavelength. So I'm kind of confused why Matt hates him.
I mean, I can see why Matt and also Hey Mickey don't like this wheelie that much, but it's really not that bad.
It's really not.
It's perfectly serviceable. I like other wheelies better in other ways, but as a representation of animation wheelie, it's probably the best you're gonna get.
Yeah. I got Shattered Glass Blaster.
Nice.
Is that the correct wording on him?
Yes.
He's nice. I like him. I mean, I liked Blaster too.
Yeah,
so I
it's nice to look at, and I'm glad I don't need to own it.
Yeah.
Same.
This is the only thing that actually shipped and I got from PulseCon, and this was the Star Wars exclusive of Andor. The only thing is I'm disappointed. They used to do the packaging where you could pull it out and see the figure without breaking a seal. And this, if I actually want to see the figure, I have to cut the plastic seals. So I was a little disappointed because I went to look at the figure and I can't without breaking it. I also got the Fans Toys hoist. So I have that upstairs, so I don't have it to show on video. I didn't even take it out of the box, but I got that today. And I also got Tonkanator today in the mail, which I would recommend leaving in the box because I have seen a lot of people having problems getting the leg to stay on. I believe
I just noticed mine had a sticker on the bottom. It shipped.
Oh, yours does?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off real quick.
But I mean, they look kind of cheap when you're looking at them anyway. So I'm like, I don't even know if I want to open this. I'm just gonna leave it.
Box only.
Yeah, box only is the way to go on this. And that's pretty much all I got this week.
Okay, so Tonkanator obviously got it, and I'll mention I got the No Holds Barred set from Mattel, the Zeus and Hulk Hogan. So that came from WWE's shop site. It was like a $10 markup from the convention version.
And I thought you said you wouldn't be buying a Hulk Hogan anytime soon.
I know, but I bought that one. I suck. But it was it came basically next day. I was shocked that WWE shop got it to me in a day. So I mentioned pre-show how now the person who's costing me money for the most part is Ben Yee, because Ben is posting stuff from his personal collection that I don't have. And he posted something last week that I needed. I've wanted for years and I didn't have, and I finally broke down and got it. I got Rescue Roy from
nice.
Go
Bots.
He was pre-Go Bots, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
He was 1, 2, 3 Transformers. So there was Rescue Roy, and then they did there was a helicopter one and a police car, I think, in 1-2-3, and then they replaced 1-2-3 with the Go Bots, which was completely different designs.
I'm going to open it, even though I got one that looked like it was nice. Most of them are open, and this was like obviously a kid's toy, so like most of them probably young kids had played with, like in the bathtub or in like a sandbox, had been drooled on. So this one I made a point I had to get one. It was still in the box.
That's sensible, I think. It's more sensible than the typical Deathy logic about it.
Exactly. So
yeah, that's a way old throwback for our 800 episode strong listeners here.
Yeah, but you got to put your transfers in the bathtub. But I want to thank our patrons at the touch tier. Go to tfradio.net/credits. You can see the list right there. If you're a patron at the touch tier, we mention your name every week. Plus, you could be on History on the Fives. And patrons in general get ad-free versions of the show, other content, for the weekly RFC pre-show. And you get the History on the Fives podcast a week early. I want to thank the patrons, Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Tyrell Gwynn, Rick Mahurin, Blake Reynolds, Jason Tate, Eric Griffin, Angel Investortron / Cybertron Toys, and Sean I. Williamson. And of course, I want to mention our Amazon link at tfradio.net/Amazon still works. And there's some sort of Amazon Prime thing coming up that I don't understand.
Me either.
But I've been told that I need to plug it because Prime Early Access Sale, big deals are coming. Are you ready? So it's...
no, we're not. We have no idea what you're talking about, Amazon.
But tfradio.net/Amazon. Use that when you buy stuff, and it helps us out.
Can we get our Amazon Prime, please?
Yeah, I know. I know exactly. I want that too. And of course, you can find all of our links at tfradio.net. We're on Twitter at tfradio and on Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio. I am on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. John DeLuna not here at that John D everywhere. Hopefully he'll be on the show next week. He hasn't been on in months. Of course, he left the show on a regular basis, but it's our 23rd anniversary episode, and John has been a part of the show since like just a few weeks into the show. So like 23 years.
And me a few weeks after him.
Yeah. And Rob Springer also involved with the show, not as early on. He was a couple years later, but he is at Robo-Rob Springer on Twitter and at zonebase.org. Chris, you've been involved since almost the very beginning. How do people get a hold of you?
I think like December of the first year I was with the show.
Yeah.
So not very far in at all. Yeah. So mostly you can find me on our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. I love the community we have. It's great to sit and talk with them every day. We have a lot of interesting conversations. We also have a lot of crazy conversations, which is almost just as good, sometimes better. Apart from that, you can find my toy photography work at playwithphotography.com. You can also, when I get around to being able to do it or think of it, find random photos I do on Twitter at playwithphotos. If you want to throw some support my way or just send me some nice things, there's a couple ways you can do that. I'm on Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos, or I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist, which is another affiliated link for RFC that sends a little bit of help back to the show to keep things going, and is a great way to send me DVD sets of old TV shows that I watched when I was a kid and haven't mostly seen in a very, very long time. And I hope they hold up. I know Perfect Strangers holds up because I watch that every time I visit Hey Mickey. And just last month, I got to do that and watch some episodes I hadn't seen since probably 1990. Mr. Belvedere, I have not seen anywhere near as recently, but it probably doesn't, but like it's just such a strong childhood memory, and I kind of want to revisit that at some point. So yeah, that's my plugs.
That's available on Amazon Prime to stream. I didn't realize that.
Which one?
Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, that's recent. It's on Amazon Prime free with ads. But in the experience watching it with Hey Mickey, the ad breaks averaged like less than 30 seconds.
Okay.
So very manageable.
Cool. Dawn, last week before the wedding.
Yes, I am getting married on Saturday. It's been a long road getting from there to here.
It's been a long time, but your time is finally here.
Yes. I'm marrying a wonderful woman on Saturday. I can be found on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. Also, to everyone that's helped contributed to our honeymoon cruise, we appreciate it. If you're in a position to help out, help us afford a few things on board that we normally couldn't, you go tfradio.net/honeymoon. That will take you to our Carnival registry. If you're in a position to help and would like us to do a few things on board that we normally couldn't swing ourselves, there are some gift certificate options available. And again, thank you to everyone that's purchased something. We sincerely appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you very much.
Cool. Rob.
Okay, I'm on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is tied to Flailthroughs, my YouTube channel about Gundam gaming. Mostly right now, Gundam Battle Operation 2, which is still going pretty well. Just added the Gundam Delta Kai this last week, which looks very fancy, and I did not get. So if you want to see, what's up with the game in general, youtube.com/flailthroughs. If you like what you see, patreon.com/flailthroughs. You can throw money at me for doing it, and I'm grateful to everyone who has done that. And I also have a wish list at tfradio.net/playlist, which I don't even remember what's on there at this point. So I probably need to look at that.
Cool. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. I recommend it because I'm going to be at Don's wedding this weekend. So it might be an interesting weekend.
Yeah.
You also want to like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast, and you can see my reviews on youtube.com/RFC Reviews.
Cool. Okay. Next week is our 23rd anniversary show and episode 800. So that should be a lot of fun. We'll see you next week.
Awesome.
Yeah. We're old.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care. See ya.
Okay. Stop recording. Stop recording. Stop recording.
Recording stopped.
Stop recording.
Yeah, Chris, your audio is fine during the show. So
okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to get this posted tomorrow, Friday at the latest, cause I'm not gonna be here this weekend. So
Diecast, during pre-show, my audio was glitching out because I was loading that New Zealand Mint page.
Oh,
so it was eating up my available bandwidth.
I sounded like you were loading something. I was just trying to make a joke that you were trying to buy something.
Let's figure out how to get a Starlink when it's available in your area.
So at some point in the next several years, they will have fiber available here because our local electric utility has actually signed the papers to be allowed to do that. So
Sweet.
They are securing the funding right now, and they're going to start installing the fiber network in the county. So someday I will have gigabit.
That'll be awesome.
Nice.
Hey, people watching live, we gotta go.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye, people.
See ya.
Take care.
Sad thing is,